I don't know. I don't know. Reveal is such a big word and such.
It's on. I think it's happening right now. Yes. So we're gonna cut now to that Kabam Marvel Contest of Champions character reveal.
Oh my goodness. What's it gonna be? Amateurs. Come on.
Marvel Contest of Champions has created a number of new, unique, original characters. We have Morningstar, we have Guillotine, Civil Warrior. Today, we have the privilege to unveil a brand new character for you here today. So without further ado, we're going to show you a video of the origin and the making of Aegon. Enjoy.
Aegon!
Aegon is a brand new character that we created for this year for the Contest of Champions. He's an interesting character because he's connected to the lore of the contest. In simple terms, he is the first champion of the first Contest of Champions. Aegon is part of this race that is indigenous to the Battle Realm. His race is a pacifist race, but he wasn't. He wanted to be a warrior since he was young. So he decided to sneak in and fight in the Contest of Champions, even though he had no powers, no special abilities, no crazy technology. As he gets in, he meets this girl called Cleo, and she inspires him to be a better person and to fight, not only for glory in the arena, but for his people and try to free his people. He ends up, like, against all odds, beating all the contestants and going to the final against the master of the contest himself. Aegon fights and does his best,
Whoa.
and then in the end he manages to beat the
That was a
master. Cleo
sound pop.
dies in the process, trying to save him from the master. The master explodes, and Aegon loses an arm. He wins the contest and he wins the freedom for his people, but the personal price was really high. The prize for winning the Contest of Champions is this belt made of the Isosphere. So he has
The
cosmic
Isosphere.
power
That's
of
what his
the
belt's
Iso
made
Age.
of.
So they give him the prize, and his people, after they get freed, they decide to leave. But because they have the really strict rules about war and violence, he becomes tainted to them. So he's not allowed to come with them, even though he fought for their freedom. So he just watches as Contest of Champions come and go, you know, through the ages. He's just watching it. He doesn't want to fight anymore.
Doesn't want to
Until he
fight.
finds a new reason to come back.
What?
And that's what the story picks up in this new Contest of
What?
Champions.
What's the new story? You gonna tell us? Come on, you gotta tell us.
When
You
I
can't.
designed Aegon, my main inspiration came from discussions with Gabe about Aegon's backstory and personality. The main thing that shone through is that he can overcome insurmountable odds using just his pure fighting skill and his willpower. And that sort of core personality attribute sort of made me think about the combo meter that we have in the game, because they're sort of similar in that they really emphasize player skill and also allow you to overcome opponents just by getting a massive amount of hits and really racking up that meter. As his combo meter gets higher and higher, he's going to unlock more and more and more abilities, and he's going to become this overwhelming force that's sort of landing critical
Star-Lord
hits on top,
2.0.
dealing a ton of damage to the opponent.
The biggest challenges we faced with Aegon were the arm effect. Worked closely with the rendering programmers to give us a bunch of tunable abilities to give the right glow effect and some alpha blend.
Nah, he's not
Things
X6
that
boss.
we need to push
The X6 boss
the
is
visual
Trico.
quality and really
Watch.
make it
Watch,
feel
Nemus,
like
watch.
He has this power and energy behind his attack.
Oh, that's nice looking. I like that. I like that. Boom, Aegon. Yeah, quick shot.
It can
What's up, everybody?
shape into,
I'm watching. I'm
various
watching.
Weapons. You could also blast out energy blast.
He's able in a fight to summon
That's
a
Gabriel.
version of his arm. So it's a powerful, like, energy version of his right arm. You know, in special movements, he can summon maybe his arm or his arm with some kind of weapon.
Oh, he
or
just
sometimes
freaking-
just a discharge of energy.
Wow.
So it basically summons his willpower into this energy.
Wow.
And that's his major
Wow.
power, but also a
That looks
painful
cool.
reminder of
It's
what
so
he
similar
lost
to Hood
during the
and
process of
Electro,
winning
though.
the first Contest of
But it's still really cool looking. He doesn't have an arm, and then he like brings
I'm really
it in.
lucky to see from the beginning until, like, you know, when the character comes out, and I follow every step of the process. It starts really with a sketch and a little bit of a story, but when you see the artist taking the little sketch that I did, and they take it and they sculpt it in 3D and they make it better, you know, they take the next step and model it, and then at the texture level will make it better, add effects to it. The animators will have inspiration from different sources. They watch movies or watch videos and stuff like that and bring new ideas to the process. So the character is like, it grows at every step, and even when we put it out there, the fans have like, oh, this is so cool, I like this or that, and we always listening. So it's really cool. It takes a life of its own. I'm really proud of everything we created, like everything. Even the small stuff that people don't notice, but like we always like, oh, this is cool.
Let's see what else they have to say.
Yeah! Give it up for Aegon!
Hello.
That was, there we go. Hey-oh! Hey!
Hey.
Whoa,
That was
whoa.
amazing.
Let's
I
turn
just
them
gotta
down.
say, the level of detail is pure, is beautiful, it's gorgeous. We talk about Aegon, the origin, sacrifice. It's all about
Right.
sacrifice and what he lost.
Yeah.
His loved one, his arm. Talk about how a hero, especially a Marvel hero, deals with sacrifice.
Yeah, like Bill always says, everybody at some point of their life, they have
There's
a choice,
legacy right there.
In a situation like Aegon is facing,
That's
he could
Seaton
go one
and
way or the
Killabeezy
other,
right
In the
there, and I
beginning,
think
it was
Brian's
all
on the
about
far left.
The power and the glory in the arena. He wanted to become a gladiator, but then when he met Cleo, he started seeing that he could use that, you know, his fighting skills to win the contest, not for himself, but become a hero for his people, right, and for her.
Now, with this character, what strategies could players implement playing with a one-armed character?
That's interesting. I'm not a designer, so I'm not gonna get
Look
into
at that
a lot
shirt
of
with
detail.
Venom
You
the
can
Duck
ask
on it.
the guys that really designed the character. But yeah, even having one arm, he's a very, very powerful attack character. And his arm, they have different charges. You see, when people start playing with him, you see the color of the belt and the arm changes. You have different ways you can use the different colors of.
Yeah, he's
charges
gonna be
in the arm.
playable, guys.
I'm not gonna give up too much, but yeah, he's coming next month, so.
And what's so amazing in watching the videos, you really see the thought and the strategic thinking and the time and the effort that goes in to create a character. And when you have the great power and responsibility to create an all-new Marvel character, we really have to sit back and we say, behind the scenes, what makes a Marvel character different from any other character from around the universe? And we get into these discussions of what sort of the ingredients of a Marvel character. And as Gabe said, at the heart of a Marvel character, it isn't so much their power and their abilities, it's the choice they make.
Yeah.
Most of our heroes and villains almost have the same origin story. When you look at a Spider-Man and a Doc Ock, they are two outsiders who love science, who feel dumped upon, and through an accident they gain abilities. Yeah. One, Spider-Man decides to be selfless, uses powers to help others. The other, Dr. Octopus, decides to be selfish, uses powers to make himself rich and get the acclaim that he's always wanted. So it's that kind of thought about what makes a hero. It's the choices they go through. And to go back to the arm, what's so great about that is it embraces the long history of Marvel characters, and that they're not perfect. They have challenges. They might be psychological, often they're physical. When you go way back to the beginning, Professor X in a wheelchair, Matt Murdock is blind, Donald Blake with his leg, Ben Grimm, now he has the heart of gold, but it's wrapped, it's covered up by this monster.
No problem,
spine.
Doug.
So Aegon,
Yeah, they just announced
he's
Aegon.
made this sacrifice. And as you said, he has that, even when he's
This
fighting,
is from the NYCC
and he can draw strength from it. It's a daily
live
reminder
stream
of what he's done and what he's sacrificed and what he's lost for his people. But he decides through that loss to be a source of strength.
No problem, Cosmo.
And I think it's these sort of characters that really
I
embrace
wanted
what
to see it
Marvel's
just
all
as much
about.
as all y'all.
Now, Marvel Contest of Champions continues to push the envelope with creating new characters. What is the journey with Marvel and Kabam
Man, his
creating
mic
these new
is messed
characters?
up. It's him. It's his mic.
It was, we wanted to show the rest of Marvel as a whole that we could be trusted. Because again, it's about power and responsibility. We don't want to, we want to make sure that everything we create can stand alongside Black Widow and Captain Marvel and Captain America and Spider-Man and Hulk. So again, we go from top to bottom and think about the ingredients. Before we created our all-new characters like Guillotine, first we started with some mashups, right?
Yeah. We have this month, for example, the Symbiote characters, right?
So on the stylish shirt, you have Venom the Duck. What if Howard bonded with a Clintar symbiote? This horror, this beautiful horror, is a result. And he's paired with the Symbiote Supreme.
The Symbiote Supreme, which is a version of Doctor Strange that's being possessed. He's actually Stephen Strange from another universe, but it's a version of Stephen Strange that's a bit more evil and ambitious. So he delved into the dark arts and mixed with the symbiote, and he got possessed by it. So he's this evil, dark version of Doctor Strange. So the mashups they're really good. They're like fast food for us. They're like, we love doing those things because you can, what is the most outrageous character we can mix with a symbiote and see what it comes out of it, right?
What's interesting in the challenge is even within that where you're combining two known characters, we have to be careful of, okay, when they result, how can it still be identifiable of like, that's not a magic user. Oh, that's Doctor Strange.
That's Doctor Strange.
And so we make choices about
I knew that from
silhouette,
immediately.
his cloak, the eye of Agamotto, the shape of his hair, so that you know right away, that's
the
Stephen
Marvel,
Strange, but he's
the
being
Marvel.com
possessed and merged with
website.
the symbiote.
Marvel.com.
And so when it comes to an all-new character, once we've cut our teeth on, okay, can we mash together two familiar things and then result in something new, but recognizable? How can we create something that's never been seen before?
Yep.
Yes, those are hard.
Original,
and it all starts with discussions.
Aegon.
Yeah. That's
He
always
looks so
like
awesome.
like the kernel of an idea, and then we start talking about it. What is this character? What is the character about? Like you said, it's not about the power. It's not about who beat who. It's about what the character wants, where he comes from. And in the case of Aegon, I think the kernel of the idea was like, what would a veteran of the Contest of Champions look like? What kind of toll, psychological and physical, would take to a hero? You know, all those heroes have been fighting in the contest for years. What would do to a person to fight in this cosmic contest for years? And Aegon he's like a cautionary tale. It's like, this is what happens when you're fighting in this cosmic contest. This is what's happened to you.
Did he return?
And
we need to know
I see, like, for example, what people has done with the Punisher, and the idea of you know, being a veteran of war and the war coming back to you and never leaving your head. Aegon is like a cosmic version of that. He's a veteran and he has a lot of problems, but he decides to fight for what's good. And even when he doesn't want to fight anymore, when the real reason comes back, he always.
I think they might have showed Cosmic in the trailer too. I'm not sure. Did anyone notice the class when they were showing the fight?
We said, let's get to the heart of the contest and answer the mystery. Who was the first champion of the original contest? And then the discussions began of how would that affect someone? Where have they been? What choices did they have to make to win the contest? Why are they coming back?
He's their own
now?
character. It's a Kabam
and so we really
character.
Just
it's not a Marvel old character.
First.
It is a brand new
Who
character
he
created
was,
by
the idea
Kabam.
that he comes from a race of pacifists.
It showed skill.
And he's not perfect at the beginning. It's another thing.
Okay.
In the beginning,
Interesting.
he wants to fight.
Interesting.
But in fighting, in meeting Cleo,
What are all these mic
and
noises?
realizing, oh, you know, I really shouldn't just fight for my own gain. I should fight to free my people, and show this woman who I love that I can be a good person. But in so doing, he loses everything.
Even his own people.
Yeah, they did say that.
Cleo dies. He makes a sacrifice of attacking the master, loses the arm.
Trico
and then when he goes to the people,
Flatterus is
I've
my
done it,
guess,
I've freed you, they're
Ishan.
like,
I'll show you
no,
why in a
you
little
can't-
bit.
You can't be
I'll
with
show you
us.
why when this is over.
And so then he has that tragedy.
Yeah, it is a relatable story because you see sometimes people that defend, you know, our own freedom, sometimes when they come back to society, you know, they don't find their place, you know, so it's a story that's relatable to a lot of people.
Exactly. And then from the visuals.
Yeah.
And here's what's fun when you're designing a Marvel character. There's some secret mathematical kind of codes we go through our head to analyze. Well, what makes a Marvel character? And I think it's clear to say when you look at most of our characters, just visually, there's little things like most of our most popular characters. They don't have 8 to 12 colors, or even 5 colors. Most of our characters, when you analyze them, there's about 3 colors: Cap, red, white, and blue; Spider-Man, red, blue, white; Captain Marvel, red, blue, gold. So we kind of started with that guiding principle. Okay, we're going to design him. Let's make sure he doesn't have too many colors. And then, okay, we're going to reduce it to these 3 colors. What are the colors? And then you hit upon the great and classic combo of the blue and the orange. And then we talked about silhouette. So when you see a Marvel character from 10 feet away, if you just see a silhouette, you should be able to identify them, either through their shape or how they stand. So we talk a lot about what's the body type, how do they stand, how do they act, how does their entire design communicate and contribute to who they are.
Yeah, even on Aegon you can see that his arm is supposed to be painful. Even the phantom limb, so every time he uses his big powers, you can see him like holding, and there's a price for using his powers. So we try to like convey that in the animation, that he's not like super boastful. He's doing because he needs to do it.
And he follows in the grand tradition of Marvel tragic heroes.
Now, where does that idea manifest from a character that won the original champion? Like,
well, we've been planting those seeds for a while now. We had some stories that, talked about original race that lives in the battleground.
I just tweeted this out,
and we put it right there in the middle of the story. And people, oh, why are you doing that? There's nothing related to what we're playing right now. But those are already the seeds for Aegon's race. We already had a story that shows how the Collector and the Grandmaster discovered the battle realm, and how that racer was already gone when they were there. So we've already been planting all the lore around Aegon. Now we're adding a little bit more. We already created another comic with Luke Ross to tell that story too. We've seen some of the panels there. So we kind of picking the puzzle pieces, and in the end the image will start getting clear. And I can say that Aegon is intimately connected to Act 6 of the game. I'm not saying when Act 6 is coming, but this is the first step towards Act 6, because there's a reason why Aegon comes back, and that reason is going to be revealed pretty soon. And that reason is the first step towards Act 6, which is the end of our first arc of stories that started in 2014. Act 1 to 6.
And there is the magic word, story. What's so cool about contests is, you're doing a fighting game. Some people would think, oh, does it need a story? And at Kabam and Marvel, we say, yes,
it does.
Everything that Marvel does, at the heart of everything we do, there is story. So here we are in the 4th year, and Gabe and the team has outlined this. It's almost like the mythology of the game that goes back for eons, and it's all thought out. And that's the beauty of it. The more you play, it's fun for the action and the fighting, but the more you play, the more you learn. And you more start peeling away the layers of this great contest. And I can say that it's all connected.
It's all connected.
Yeah, and what an undertaking that must have been, like the web of history behind it. Now, the importance of that, how long did it take to undertake this entire journey, especially, with Marvel and Kabam, like 2 huge companies coming together?
It started from the beginning,
A good year before the launch of the game, right?
Yeah, we already talked about it, and there was a lot of the seeds that we're, harvesting right now, but, it keeps growing, and the more it grows, the more the story wants to be told. Yeah. There's more branches that we can explore, the more stuff that we can come back to. So now it becomes this big, people seeing the image that we posted online with all the connections between the characters. That's becoming huge, and even for us, we just like, oh, you remember what happened in that story like 8 months ago, and then I have to go to the office like, remember what happened, what that character said? So, I imagine what you guys have to go through with the 70 years of comic books, right?
We just walk into the vault and start picking up books.
Yeah.
And one last thing I want to say, what's so cool is that this is, Aegon is officially blessed, real deal, authentic Marvel. By that I mean, through the process as we were developing his story, his visuals, I was sharing it all with the Marvel offices on the East Coast. So we're over on the West Coast in California. But every time we got new sketches, new bios written by yourself, I would share all of that with our editor-in-chief, C.B. Cebulski, with Sana Amanat, with Joe Quesada looks at it as well. And we want to make sure that it has that it feels like Marvel, it smells like Marvel, it feels real. They may have feedback, or sometimes they say, this is awesome. And then just earlier this week, I was at one of our Marvel editorial summits. We gathered together editors and a lot of writers and artists from around the world. We all get together for 3 days, and we kind of talk about the next 6 months to a year. And I was lucky enough to do a little presentation on the third day and show some of the new characters, and there were a lot of oohs and ahs in the room, and everyone's like, is that ours? And I'm like, yes,
that makes me happy.
It is ours. We can use him. And so that's the thing. It's a two-way street. We get influenced by the comic books, and then we're lucky enough to create new characters. And we shall see what the future holds. But one day it might be amazing to see Aegon then appear in the comic books.
Yes.
How many drafts does a character of this caliber take to get the final approval process through, of designs and animations?
It was months. Months.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of tweaking, you know. When a character feels right, you know, it feels right.
Slatterus.
You know, but a lot of people are involved, so we talked about the details and change things. But if it doesn't feel right from the beginning,
there in the bottom left of the corner.
I don't think it's even worth pursuing, because everybody here, we're Marvel fans, so we know. Yeah. When we look at something, we just, okay, we can change this color or this or some detail in the backstory, but you know, if it feels right from the beginning, everybody would know. So.
Right. And again, we consider all the ingredients of the character. You know, even even the powers. Just starting there, if we're going to create a new character, I'm going to be asked, Bill, we have 8,000 characters. Why are you creating someone new?
That's it. Only 8,000.
Only 8,000. But we have very good answers of it. Oh. You know, we want to have we don't have a character currently in Marvel that has this particular power set, that has this background, this personality, and that's kind of the agreement of we're going to add new toys to the toy chest. And again, that's a great responsibility. And so to do that, we have to promise that we're going to create things that's not just a duplication. We're going to create something all new, and that we feel is our duty.
Yes.
When you are a Marvel creator, you're lucky you get to play with all these awesome characters, but we have a responsibility to give back, and to add new things to Marvel lore. But again, in order to do that, we really have to do our due diligence and make sure it's unique, it's cool, it hasn't existed anywhere else, and that people around the world are going to love it. Yeah.
And we build some toys, but in case of the symbiotes, we like to break some toys too.
We break them and smash them together.
Now, with the complexity of this character, what are your personal favorite parts of him that you can't wait for fans to get their hands on? The background, combat?
I'm a story guy, so I like to see the reaction when people see the story and see how everything connects. And I go to the forums and see people making the connections themselves and trying to guess what's coming. You know, the second character that's coming in this event is the champion of the universe. One of your favorites. Trico's Latterus. Because it just made sense. You know, we had the Collector, we had the Grandmaster. Now the Grandmaster is the owner of the contest.
I've been saying it,
The champion will come in and say, hey guys, out of my way, nerds. I'm the champion, so I'm going to win this thing and take over.
And here's what you got to do. You got to go to the Marvel Unlimited app. You've got to check out, for me, which was my introduction to the champion. So there was a Marvel 2-in-1 annual written by Tom DeFalco that came out in the late 70s when it was kind of like Rocky Mania sweeping the nation. And me, as a dutiful son of Philadelphia, of course, I loved Rocky. And in the story, they introduced this new Elder of the Universe. So the elders are, you know, the Collector, the Gardener, the Grandmaster, and they introduced this all-new character, the Champion, and he was just obsessed on proving that he was the mightiest. So in this story, he comes to Earth, and he kidnaps a cross-section of superheroes.
Kind of a proto-contest of champions.
Yes, exactly. He kidnaps members, the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and Hulk, and Thor, and he gathers them all together, and he makes them box him, one by one, in Madison Square Garden, to show that he is the mightiest. Sounds kind of goofy, but as a young lad, it was the greatest thing ever.
I'd buy tickets to that.
To see all the heroes together having to box this dude. And he was a badass. But most importantly, in the story, it was a Marvel 2-in-1 story focusing on the Thing. The Thing showed that even though he wasn't the most powerful or strongest, he had the biggest heart and the most willpower, and he wasn't going to give up fighting the champion. So go to the Marvel Unlimited app, check out the Marvel 2-in-1 annual, and you'll meet the champion.
And that's what Aegon is about. He's all about willpower. That's the core of this character, willpower. He has no powers, no technology, but he beats everybody with his heart, his head. You know, he has one arm, and he beats everybody. So that's his willpower.
So we gotta say, when is the character coming?
Oh God!
When can fans get to play him?
Both Aegon and the champion are coming in November. Along with the whole storyline. Yeah.
Act 6.
Are there any tie-in events that fans can look forward to as well with that?
Did he just say?
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole storyline
event?
based on Aegon and the champion. Like we have one with the Venom characters.
Okay, Event Quest, not Act 6.
And there's also a Marvel Insider promotion going on right now, right?
Everybody has to, after our wonderful interview, head over to the Kabam booth. There's a postcard. It's a Marvel Insider scavenger hunt. All the information is on the card, and it will show you how you can join the scavenger hunt and win awesome prizes. Check it out. Marvel Insider scavenger hunt. Information on the postcard at the Kabam booth.
So if you could look back on the journey, the 4-year journey of this, what has been the most personal success story
Mike
of your guys?
Busted.
With all of these characters that come out, all the fans, the forums. I think
I'm trying to turn it down,
one of the most
guys.
successful mobile games that Marvel has.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. A lot of mobile games, if they're lucky, you know, could they last 6 months? Can they maybe last a year? We're going on the 4th year, and the game's just getting
still growing,
bigger and more popular. For me, 2 things. I love, well, I'll say 3. Number 1, delivering all the characters that people love. Your Iron Mans, your Spider-Mans, your Black Panthers, your Captain Marvels. But I also love that we dig deep. We dig deep in the catalog. Because everyone has their favorite character. Sometimes you'll see a big crowd shot of Marvel heroes. And the most popular characters will be in the front.
Yeah, like Dr. Doom.
Like, who's
Where's that guy?
black Man-Thing? What's a Man-Thing? I want to check that out.
There ain't no Man-Thing in our
Gabe and
game.
I, who we grew up reading Marvel comics, and we love discovering new characters and finding our own.
And rediscovering.
And for us to be able to go deep, as we said, in the Marvel Vault, and introduce characters that people may have forgotten about or not even known about, and bring them into the world, and remind people how cool they are, that's a great honor. And then finally, of course, being able to create a new character. I mean, we were like all of you. I remember when I was 9 years old, sitting at home, drawing my own comics, trying to come up with my own new characters, dreaming one day, not even imagining that it could be possible, but I would give anything to join Marvel and maybe one day not only tell stories of my favorite heroes, but could I maybe contribute and create something new to the Marvel Universe? And now to see this happen on such a grand stage as New York Comic Con, it is an honor
and a privilege.
A privilege, and we take it very, very seriously, and we have a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah.
We're always very nervous. We got to get it right, but we never forget. Holy God, we get to create new characters. This is freaking awesome.
Yeah, I can't believe to this day that I get to do this every single day, and draw characters and create new characters and show it to you guys, and you guys show it to the publishing guys, people that I grew up hearing about. It's the moments for me is always those moments, right? When you talked about making Guillotine, and then that same night I went home and I started sketching, and I was like, I hope they like this, and and every single time it's the same. It never gets old. It's always an excitement. Even in the plane coming here, I was like writing a script for something that's going to happen in 2020 that I cannot talk about. Secrets. Yeah, we have big plans, and next year is going to be, I think we need a bigger booth because it's going to be big.
Wait, to plug the booth, actually at the booth they have a replica of Aegon's helmet.
Yep.
In the
it's one of the raffle prizes. We have a guillotine sword, Civil War shield, the helmet, Morning Star's mace. And you can go there and try your luck. And we're gonna have a huge tournament. Some of the guys are here trying to win the prize. Some of the best players from around the world. So
thank you all for coming out to check out the reveal of Aegon, Marvel Contest of Champions at New York Comic Con 2018. The booth is directly behind us. If you want to check it out, get on the tournament, and you could be on this stage Saturday night. Check us out. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of your Comic-Con.
Sorry, guy. His mic is busted.
Marvel Live at New York Comic Con, presented by Marvel Contest of Champions. You just saw the Kabam character reveal on the live stage, and right now we're going to hit you with some more trivia.
All right. So let me see if I can rewind this thing. Let me see if I can rewind it back and see if we can see the beginning where they were showing all the animations and stuff. Give me a second. Is there a way to rewind it? Maybe not. Maybe I have to go to... I may not be able to rewind. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to rewind their live video. So, alright, so Aegon is basically, let me show you what I was guessing before they even did all this. So this guy right here is Trichoslatyrus. Let me alright, let me bring up the rest of this information real quick. Not too long ago, in this an hour or so ago, I tweeted out some information of my theory of everything. Let me screen capture it real quick. Window capture. Alright, so here we are right here. Let me make this bigger. Hang on, I'm not done. Alright, so I need to edit more on that side. Alright, that good? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so earlier today I tweeted out, did Marvel Champions tease this character over a year ago? I think maybe they did. Forgotten by all except the bloodlines old enough to remember. That's something that Medusa said in a video like a year to 8 months ago, and she was talking about these guys right here, these guys with a mask. She was talking about these guys right here, and so I kind of like put it together. If you look at his mask, his hairstyle, his skin with the sparkles a little bit, and you see like them fighting and stuff. And then they tweeted out this giant mask of Aegon's mask. This is at Comic-Con. Gabriel tweeted this out, and then he also tweeted out the Trichoslatyrus picture that's in the bottom corner. And I just kind of put it together that this guy was from there. That Aegon is from that race from that long ago. So we saw at the beginning of the video, if you go back to the beginning of my live stream, you're gonna see this guy in action. You're gonna see what they were saying about him. all of that. So if you're just now tuning in, you're catching the end of all this, and you need to go back to the beginning and see Aegon, the guy that's right below me, not the guy that's in the corner. The guy in the corner is most likely Act 6 boss plus November's boss. Like, it sounded like either Act 6 is coming next month, or there's a quest for an event quest for November with Aegon and Trico Slatteris, aka the champion of the universe, which is the guy in the bottom left corner, which is also tweeted out from Gabriel, and that is the postcard that people are getting at Comic-Con down there. Let me bring up the chat, because I can't even see the chat right now. I'm sure you guys are talking about. I haven't seen anyone vlogging from NYCC. What's up, Panda Man Pete? So, no, the new character is not, well, yeah, new character Trico Slatteris down here in the corner. He's not a new Marvel character. He's an old Marvel character. He's an Elder of the Universe, and from in that picture that's in the bottom left corner, he's standing on top of the Grandmaster and the Collector at the same time, and he's showing that he is supreme right there, right? What they were saying, what Gabriel and Bill Roseman were saying, is that Aegon had quit fighting and he's just been watching, but now there's he feels like there's a reason for him to come back, and my guess is that it's Trico Slatteris, and he feels like he needs to stop him, and so he's coming back to the contest because he is the champion of old, and he's coming back to take down Trico Slatteris. So we got that coming for us. So what do you guys think about all of this? Let me know. Frojo, can you rewind it from Facebook? I tried to rewind it from Facebook. It wouldn't let me. You can let me try again. I just got a sub. I can't see it though. Let me look over here. Jump to top. I've gotten a lot of subs. Thank you guys for everybody that's been subbing recently. I had Scorpion King 3 hours ago sub. Aaron subscribed, and Sim, thank you for subscribing. You can rewind this live stream. Yeah, you can rewind my live stream. The best development story-wise this game has had since 2016, says Timothy. This is great info. Thanks, Frojo. No problem. Thanks for streaming, Frojo. No problem. Bet's Avengers Cap. I think it's interesting that Marvel seems to own the characters that Kabam makes. Well, yeah. I mean, they're making characters. Kabam is creating characters for a Marvel game, so Marvel's gonna get the. Marvel's gonna get the rights to the characters. Ultimately. How am I gonna capture my own live stream? But I don't want I want their live stream. Let me see. Let me try to grab their Facebook, guys. Hang on. Let me see what I can do. I'm not seeing a rewind button. I don't want to. No. What is that? Oh, the live video has ended. Oh, it just ended. Suck. Alright, well, I tried. Yeah, so Trico Slatteris is most likely Act 6, but definitely is coming in November. Both these characters, Aegon is this character right next to me, and then Trico Slatteris is the other character that's in the bottom left corner. Let me make that a little bigger for you guys now that the video's over. And let's bring it up. Alright, there it is. Trico Slatteris. I'm gonna probably make a separate video talking about all this info. That's a little bit more organized and stuff. But yeah, so we got Aegon right next to me, and we got Trico Slatterus on the other side. So that's some stuff that's coming. Let me respond to some of your tweets here. My guess is he will be involved in MCMC overall storyline from now on. Maybe the predominant presence for years to come, and we will face the Grandmaster. November is a 3 new champion month. Let me make sure on that. I don't think it is, but let me check. All right, so the 11th we are getting Symbiote Strange. I can announce that. Now. The embargo's over. The 11th we're getting Symbiote Strange. The 25th we're getting Venom the Duck. So November is not a 3 champion month because the 8th would be the next 2-week cycle unless they're going to do back-to-back new champions, bam, bam, bam. So it looks like November will be Aegon, maybe Trico Slatterus, the champion of the universe. I'm not sure. They didn't say anything about him being playable. They just said that Trico Slatterus was coming back and he was going to be a boss, basically. They didn't, so I don't know. He may or may not be playable. That is not confirmed. So November 8th and the 22nd of November are going to be new champion releases unless they do multiple back-to-back releases, which they haven't done since Age of Ultron. They've only done it one time where they did 3 new characters back-to-back in Age of Ultron. So it's been a long time since they do that, so I don't see that. Symbiote Sorcerer, comes out the 11th. Yeah, January is the next 3 month. January is the next 3 month. Wait, is December? No, December's not either. Yeah, January 2019 is the next 3 month character release. What up, real deal? Yeah, man. Just talking about Aegon and Trico Slatterus. Before I end the live stream here, I just was going to talk to you guys for a little bit. Daniel says Symbiote Sorcerer is blade bait. Yeah, definitely. They did it with the mutants, Iceman, Psylocke, and Archangel. Yeah, that they do it all the time with they did not do 3 back-to-back. There was a 2-week period in between all of those. There are 3 character months all the time. It happens like 3 or 4 times a year. But I'm talking about they did 1 week. The first, say it was the 2nd week of the month. They did AOU Vision. Then the next week they did Hulkbuster, and then the next week they did Ultron. And they've never done 3 new characters in a row. Other than that. Alright, what's up? A Bizarre. Symbiote Strange feels like an attempt to make Doctor Strange look good without buffing him directly. I hate it. Why didn't they just buff I wish they would buff Doctor Strange also. Maybe once they get around to picking Mystic characters to buff, Doctor Strange is one of them. I would love for them just to turn Doctor Strange back to his pre-12.0 self, and I think they're good. I think he would match up with the rest of the contest now because we have some super overpowered characters. Frojo, you missed the best weekend of the year, May, NYCC. I couldn't go. It was either like go or go to jail. Like go to New York Comic Con and then have them like catch me eventually and send me to jail because there would have been a warrant out for my arrest. Because there was only one way to go to New York Comic Con, and that was to use the money to pay all that stuff to go to Comic Con. So I couldn't do that. Yeah. Wish they'd add the 12.0 nerf chance to 5 stars, even in their nerf state. Haitian, it's possible. We just saw Electro go into the 5 stars, and he's the first 5-star of the original characters that weren't included. So we may eventually now see some other characters that weren't included now in the new 5-star. So it's possible. Amino says Symbiote Supreme is everything Doctor Strange can be. Unfortunately, it's a new character instead. Yeah. And I just had a video come out a little while ago facing Act 4 Venom. and Act 4 Maestro, and then Act 5 Classic Ultron just came out. But in a few minutes, I have Symbiote Supreme versus Realm of Legends Wolverine, and it's coming out here in like 15 minutes. It's fixing to drop on the channel. Watch my videos. Abzar. They're on the. There's 2 of them already out on my channel right now. So you can Symbiote Supreme. I'm part of the content creator program, so I have him temporarily until the 10th, and then he comes to the contest October 11th. So that means most likely that Venom the Duck is coming. What is that? The 25th. Yeah, he looks super awesome. I was about to watch a video of yours and your live stream started. I have it paused, ready to go. Once you're finished up here, man, I don't want to like hype up a champion and cause the cutoff to go, because the cutoff is getting ridiculous. I really was hoping that they would announce 5-star basic arenas, so it would help drop the cutoffs. I mean, unless there's only 2 things they can really do, is either drop the amount of rewards they get, or release 5-star basic arenas, or well, I guess there's a third thing they can do, is release 6-star arenas, but they're not going to do that for forever. No, I'm going to go see Venom probably this weekend, even though I've heard some people say that it's horrible, and I've heard some people say that they liked it. I'm going to go see it this weekend. I think I'm going to take Caden. Idolist says pretty good. So I'll see Idolist. Oh wait. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, you're talking about Symbiote Supreme. Increase the number of people who win the champ. Yeah, I mean that's one of the things they could do. Make the 5-star top 400. That would be huge. It would make it huge. It also just means more people would play for that champion. So like, all right, say Symbiote Supreme, for that arena, I'm not saying it isn't, but let's just hypothetically, if they made it top 400, the first arena is going to be a steal, but then after that threshold is just going to go back up to 70, 60, 65 million again. That's just how it works. I've been playing this game. Aegon Targaryen from a Game of Thrones. Yeah, Aegon Targaryen. Yeah, that's just how the game was worked in the past with top 200 and then top 800. That threshold just eventually it caught back up to it. So yeah, at first it's gonna be a steal, but yeah, exactly. Percent based rewards. I feel like that's the best way for them to go, but I don't think they're gonna do it. One thing I don't understand: how can you make Venom movie without Spider-Man in it? Because they're not allowed to at the moment. Maybe an actual milestone, 60 million for instance, to guarantee the champ, something that they should have done a ton of time on units above. You can give more rewards based on rankings. Richie, I agree. I agree with something like that. A ridiculous milestone. I mean, not everybody's gonna. If you're guaranteed a character, like if I was guaranteed a character at a milestone, 60 million, I would play for him. But I'm not gonna. I would try to play every arena for 60 million. But knowing that only 150 people are gonna get him at whatever the score is gonna be, it's too hard to do. Brojo, but bro, the 4-star featured when it was the thing. It wasn't top 150. No, it was top 200. It was top 200, and then it was 400, and then it was 800. Amino, Amino. It was originally top 200. So my idea for a milestone would be 1.25 the previous top 150, but the actual top 150 are not included. That calculation, only the top 150. Venom movie is good. No spoilers for me. I liked it. Billy D, thank you, man. Appreciate that. No spoilers, please. If anyone talks about Venom movie, no spoilers. No spoilers. Don't ruin it for everybody. It's still brand new. Yeah, 60 million plus cutoff is currently ridiculous. Yeah, for 150 people only getting it, 60 million is crazy. That they definitely need to open that up. I agree. Any more questions about Aegon or Trico? Idolus says, "Thanks for streaming this, man. Only way I can watch." Hey, man, no problem. I wanted to see it, and I knew if I wanted to see it, there was definitely other people that were gonna want to see it. Exactly. So I don't see why 5 stars still 150. It's about time to increase the number of people to get the champ. No, I thought from the beginning 150 was ridiculous because the amount of people that are playing at that level, I thought it just wasn't fair. Then you see people open feature Grandmaster and get 5 star from 1, 5, or 10. And then you see people not getting it from 100. I remember the top 200 arenas. I think it was Magneto. I got 210, almost quit, and I'm still here. Hey, what's up, Reaper Dragon? Somebody was just saying a second ago, I think it was Contest of Noobs, was saying I don't think he should be skill. And I agree. I think he should be cosmic. Because he does have power now. They were saying that he originally, at the beginning of his origin story, he didn't have any powers and he beat everyone. But then he lost his arm, all this stuff happened to him. You're going to have to go back to watch the beginning of the live stream when they first started talking about it. And they talk about how he gets these powers, these relic artifacts and his arm. He actually doesn't have an arm. He's missing an arm. It's like energy, cosmic energy or something. That he can like turn it into like a spear and lightning blast coming out of it. It was crazy. Go back and watch the beginning of the movie. Did they announce any new content or just a new character? They basically said that there's new content coming, but they said they couldn't say when Act 6 is coming. And then they announced Aegon, the guy right next to me, and then they announced that Trico Slatteris, the champion of the universe that's on the far side from me, is coming as well. So they announced 2 characters. They didn't do any like trailer for Trico Slatter. They just name dropped him, and they also posted this postcard on Twitter. Gabriel, the guy that was in the video, Gabriel Frieza, he tweeted this picture of Trico Slatteris out, and he, where I have his name, if you look closely, let me move the name here. He is standing on the Collector and the Grandmaster there. And they also said that we're coming to the end of the first arc of the storyline. So they have a 12-year plan. They have a 12-year plan for this game. We're coming to the end of the 4th year. And so Act 6 is coming at the end of the first arc of this story. So Act 6 is gonna be. I'm guessing there's gonna be 15 acts, because there's Act 5, and then I guess we're gonna get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or maybe it's gonna slow down. Maybe the acts will slow down once we get into later arcs, because the Act 4 and 5 weren't. When the game launched, it was Act 1, 2, and 3. And then they released Act 4 and Act 5. Maybe it's just be 6 and 7, and then 8 and 9. I don't know. Regen all day. Mat 5, Unstoppable Colossus, regens all day long. Yeah, man. I still have that meme somewhere when I created that. Only the first arc will be the 10 stars by the end of this SOB. For every act is a star. 10 arcs is... they said 6 is the last one for this story. Okay, I thought they were saying that Act 6 was the beginning of the next act. Okay, I might be a little wrong with that information. I'll have to go. Like I said, this is just the live stream reaction. I'm going to go back myself, watch this again, make another video, and put all the information in it. So this is just the live stream, hanging out with you guys, talking about this stuff. Trico looks like Drax's brother. He kind of looks like Thanos to me, a little bit. He has red hair. You can't really see it too well. It's all slick back. Frojo, check the cool figure reveals. Billy D, where? Oh, where am I looking? Come to MMX IV. Invite sent. Any speculation as to what big will be coming in 2020? That is the Comic-Con I will finally be able to go to. I mean, they're building up to something huge, right? So my best bet is they're building up to Galactus or some form of ultimate being, maybe the Beyonder eventually. But I can see them eventually getting to Galactus. Oh, the Marvel live stream. I'm fixing to end this stream. I don't wanna keep watching the stream. I don't wanna. I was doing it specifically for New York Comic Con Contest of Champions. I believe the tournament may be fixing to happen, so I may be ending this stream and going right back live with the New York Comic Con tournament. Would you guys want to see that? If I can get it up on my up on here, do y'all want to watch? Is that something y'all want to watch on my channel? Like, do y'all want to watch like we did this? All right. Well, let me end this stream. Let me end. I think it's fixing to go live. Let me check. Let me check the times again. Let me check the times real quick. Okay, no. It's in a few hours. It's in a few hours. It's not yet. It's in 2 hours from now. I'll Did you see the developer video with his story? Yeah. We streamed it live. We streamed it live. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll get to see the whole thing again. You can watch it. Yeah, it's 2 hours from now. I will be available to do some of it. So I'll be here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna work on editing a full video for this, and then I'll be back live in 2 hours, and we'll live stream the tournament, and we'll watch it live together, guys. So I'll be back in 2 hours, because I gotta go drive this guy to work in an hour from now, and then I'll be back live, and we'll watch the tournament together. I don't think it's gonna be very long, because it says from 4 to 5 my time, 4 to 5 my time. So yeah. I have to be at work at 5:15. So what we'll do is we'll watch it live, and then I'll just run to Domino's. As soon as it ends. So I'll be back in 2 hours. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this for now, and then I'll be back later. Okay. So for now, peace out.